Greetings. How are you, sisters? What do we have? Who do we have here? I need to blow this up so I can see. Oh, Sister Naomi. Thank you for joining. You made your way here, huh? Greetings, Sister Anne Marie. How are you doing this evening? I'm back. I am back. So I am still working on the dress, as you can see back there, but I got a lot done with pinning it and cutting it and making sure it fits well and all that stuff. So I'll be able to jump right in and starting to sew it. I even base stitched a portion of it just to get things started. And I'll tell you why I decided to base stitch first. If you don't know, I do have a website. It is finally up and running. It has a section where you can start the alteration process. So even if you're not in the United States, you can fill out the form. I'll get on a call with you or a video call with you and figure out what you need. And then I'll quote you a price and I'll send you a shipping label that you just put in a mailer, a poly mailer, or you put it in a box, slap that on there and drop it off at UPS or at the post office. So then once I get it, I'll do your alterations. I'll ship it right back to you. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But it has that service on the website. It also now has a what I call a handmade merchandise section. So what I'm doing on that is I'm selling the creations I make on this channel. So if you watch one of my videos and you see something that I made, more than likely it's going to be on the website for purchase. But remember, these are handmade, so it might take me a little bit of time, a week or so, to get that done and ship it out to you. But it's definitely worth it because it's handmade. So I'm going to be selling those designs on there, and it's just a bunch of stuff going on. So that's good. Hopefully I do another vendor show soon with the convocations. Just, they're always going on. What's our next one? I think the next one is in Greece, though, so I won't be at that one. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll be in Jamaica again by that time. But what else did I want to go over? That's pretty much it. So I'm going to get started with this sewing. In the video, I'm still editing the video on how I switched out the bodice. Sister Naomi, if you don't know, this dress right here was an entirely different dress. The only thing that that I kept was the skirt portion. The bodice portion, I totally switched it out, put a whole new bodice on there because it was too revealing for the dear sis. So I did the whole bodice. And now what I'm doing, let me bring Sister Sheila. That's her name, Sister Sheila. Let me bring Sister Sheila to the forefront. So this is separate it. This is what I'm sewing on today. This lace overlay over the bodice. Before it was just blank. It looks like this fabric. But to give it a little more personality, I decided to put this overlay over it. And it's not going to be in the back. It's just going to be in the front. The back is still going to be like that. So I'm going to just sew this on. Now, I've never done an overlay over a bodice before. If I would have decided to do this overlay, I would have rather have attached it to the fabric underneath here first before I sewed the whole bodice together. But since we kind of looked at it and was like, hey, let's add something else to it, we had to go a different route. So, but the right way to do it is to sew this on to the front bodice piece before you even put the back bodice piece onto the front, and definitely before you put the sleeves on. So, but we don't have that luxury, and I'm not taking it all the way apart. So I'm gonna try it this way. If I don't like it, I'm gonna force myself to take it apart and redo the whole thing over and again. But I'm hoping I'm gonna like it and we'll be good. So on this part, the shoulder part, I went ahead and base stitch. The reason why we base stitch, and I know one of your younger sisters asked me that last week, why are you base stitching? Is because you see the clips and pins, they create kind of like a bubble. So when you're trying to be very precise with your stitches, you might want to go ahead and put a base stitch there first so that you can not have to use the pins to connect to hold it onto the fabric. You'll just have that stitch, which is, it lays flatter than in the pins. If you see the pins, they create this ripple effect here because there's a pin right there. So when you're trying to do a very fine and precise stitch, this bump from the pin can cause you to mess up your stitch. So on the shoulder, I went ahead and base stitched it because I want to get this shoulder piece, this shoulder seam, right in the seam underneath it if I can. If I can't, who knows what I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm gonna like it, but that's what we're doing today, and that's what I'm gonna start with tonight. So let me take this off of Sister Sheila. Ow, I sure did just stick myself. I'm gonna pull this over her head. This is going to be a little difficult, but I'm going to try my best not to kill myself while I'm taking this off of this dress form. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Now all my pins are intact. Just making sure all of them are in place after that because they kind of pulled and tugged on them. Okay. All right. So this one, I'm going to reset this one real quick here. All right, so I'm going to start I'm gonna base stitch this other shoulder, and then I just might just do a very careful stitch on the neckline without base stitching. See how that turns out. But first I gotta cut this shoulder, so let me do that. All right. Okay, so this is the shoulder piece that I should cut. I'm gonna cut this leaving out about 5/8 of an inch so I can fold it under. Okay, good. Oh, I might have cut that a little too short on one side. Oh, we're gonna have to make it work. Things like this to me is very fun. It seems like work, but figuring out stuff when it comes to sewing to me is super fun to do. Okay. Might just sew this on instead of base stitching it because it's so short. I cut too short. Or maybe not. We'll see. The choir sang, "Jesus is my rock," the last time we sang. And that song is stuck in my head. So I'll be humming it. Okay. All right, let's get to sewing. All right, there we go. Ow! Stuck myself again. Lord, that's why. I'm wondering why I can't access that. Okay. Go back. Oh, this is tough. Okay. This is not working. Yeah, I'm gonna just have to fold this under like I did before. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. Lord, please let this turn out well. Pause, and I'm gonna adjust. I did it! Yay! Yay! Greetings, sis. Who else answered? Sister Samaria. Greetings. How are you? How's your week going? All right. No, I don't know. Did that come out right? Let's see. It's right in the seam. Okay, I'm just gonna have to keep sewing. That's good. I'm glad you're having a great week. This week went by fast. It was Thursday before I knew it. I was like, whoa. I gotta clean up my sewing room. But I got cleaned. I don't know. I don't think I like the way that turned out there now that I have it out. Will I be able to do it this way? Nope, I don't like that. I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to pick it all out because sometimes that's how you got to do it. And I'm going to line it up one more time and sew it. That's good. Well, next week, I'm very excited about next week because I've been having like a little bit of health issues, not something major, but something that's like ruining my quality of life. I have TMJ real bad, so my jaw just locks and it clicks and it gets sore and it's just horrible. It gives you headaches, migraines. When something's wrong with your mouth area, it could just ruin everything. So I've been seeing a specialist, and they made a TMJ device for me, which I get to go pick up next week, which I'm hoping and praying that it relieves my pain because I'm tired of it. I gotta take muscle relaxers and Tylenol all the time. And so that is a blessing. I get to do that next week. And Labor Day is coming up. That's a 3-day weekend. Yay. Thank God for that. Thank God. But I don't know, what's something interesting that one of you have gone through this week or is about to go through? One happy thing is that the leaves are starting to change on the trees. Oh, I love fall. I can't wait till I was telling one of the sisters today, I can't wait till that first crisp day, the one that you got to wear a sweater and it's sweater weather. That day. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for it. It's my favorite. If you notice, I am picking out my stitches from underside because it's easier. It's really hard to successfully pick out stitches on lace because you're going to catch the lace and start pulling out the woven parts of the actual lace, and it's going to look crazy. So when you're working with lace, there's a couple things to remember. Make sure the surface that you work on with is a hard, slick surface, is not something that can catch the lace. Otherwise, it's going to make the lace fuzzy. You also want to be careful with picking out stitches in lace, like I said before. If you have a different surface you can pick those stitches out on than like the lining, then do it on that side instead of the lace side. And this is called Chantilly lace. With a scalloped edge. There we go. We got some piece here. Come on, let it go. My next project is going to be this really pretty blue and white dress that I'm making for myself. And I'm also making to put on the website. I think you guys are going to love it. There we go. All right, let's try this again. So Jesus is love, like a soul that shield, and He's my will in the middle of a way. Guys, you know what? I'm probably gonna change my thread out. I have a whiter thread that I want to use. My rock, my soul and shield, He's my will in the middle of a way. Okay. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna go with my first line and I'm gonna base stitch this one because I don't want to have to pick it out again. So Okay. So now it's base stitched. So now I'm able to get closer to where I actually want to stitch. So when you're base stitching, you need to open up your stitch length to the furthest it can go. You don't want to back stitch. And that's going to allow me to actually stitch that straight stitch where I want it to be without the pins being in the way. All right, so let's do it. Put you on this side. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna change out my thread. Yep, I'm still gonna change out my thread. What did I do with that white thread? I had a white thread. Oh Lord, I don't know where I put it. I don't know where I put it, chat. Well, I'm just gonna keep it moving. I don't like the way this turned out. Let me show you. I don't like the way that turned out. Well, that's the base stitch right here. I would take that out and leave that there, but I'm not happy with it. So what I'm gonna probably have to do is take this whole thing apart again and redo it. I'll have to redo it. Yeah, it's not gonna do it for me. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I did not change the stitch length on the second one like I was supposed to. So let me try it again one more time. I get one. Greetings, Sister Tony. How are you doing tonight? Are you working? I'm having a tough time with this lace. Come and save my life. If Sister Tony was here, we'll put our heads together and we will figure this out. Sister Tony, you need to call me about your overlock machine. Did you figure it out? Okay. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm. All right. All right. Wow. All right. I know what I'm going to do now. It don't look perfect, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut the lace off. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is what it looks like right now. But what I'm thinking about doing is just cutting that ridge off. If I cut that ridge off, it might look decent. So let me see. Sorry, that's my my loud chair. Oh, foot now. Just using an overlocking foot now. Okay, well, you know how to call me. Sister Joy, sister, you're way ahead of me. I need the ABCs of sewing. Mother Naomi only knows how to stitch. Stitch like hand stitch? Because I'm not that great at hand stitching. And my base stitch is not even perfect, not even close. Cleaners when my children was growing up. Yeah, I just look, I've always had the attitude that if anybody learned how to do something, then I can learn how to do something. So like that's kept me figuring things out. Like when I had my house, which I'm gonna get another one pretty soon, but when I had my house, I used to try to fix everything that went wrong with it. And if I couldn't fix it, then I would call somebody to fix it. Oh, because I was just that way. You know, I've always been that way. Okay, so that don't look too shabby. should stop where I'm ahead, huh? So I could never take it to a cleaner's. I refuse. I went out and bought a whole machine just to avoid that. So yeah, but it's a blessing. I found something I really love doing. I really do love sewing. Like I've never loved to do anything like I love to do sewing. Like I've never had that. I wasn't that person who was good at this and good at that, or had a passion like that person who grows up in school. You was in high school, they always drawing, or they're always playing some type of sport, or being a cheerleader. Or I was never that person. Talented at gymnastics, they knew how to flip, stuff like that. I never had that thing. You know what I mean? So how do I get to the comment section? I guess if you just hit comments, maybe. Let me see on my Facebook. Let me see what it looks like on Facebook. It's going to be labeled live chat in Facebook. It should be a little button. I don't know how you're viewing my stream, but it let's see. Hope that helps. Or it's probably like a chat bubble. It depends on what device you're using. But live chat, or is like a little chat bubble. Are you and I'm gonna ask this. Are you and Sister Naomi Jennings a part of our Jennings? Of that family? Or are you just Jennings all on your own? Like, are you one of the Jennings? I don't know. Related to our pastor? Okay, so I'm taking out the base stitch. Okay. Not too bad. You know what I might do if it bugs me? No, I ain't gonna do that. I might though. Let's see something. Because it's kind of bugging me. So I have these tapes. I've never used them actually, but if it bugs me, I might put up one of these scallop. These are scalloped lace tape. So if you see, it's got a little pin in there. So what I might do is put that over the seam. If you guys see this. See if it. There we go. So this is what it looks like. I'm not that crazy about that. So if I put a lace tape over it, look, it's going. What do you think? I think that can work. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yep. Thanks, chat. Oh, see, you just gotta think sometimes, and things aren't gonna always be perfect. But when I look at something, I don't feel right about it, I will worry about it all day, like all tomorrow. I'll be like, oh, I gotta do this over, and then I'll get frustrated, and I'll take it all the way out, and then I'll redo it, and then I could have just did this. So sometimes when I'm in that mode of I can't get this right, I'll take a breather, and then it'll allow me to think about it. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep sewing, and then I'm gonna put the lace tape there as I need it. So I still got a lot of sewing to do. So let's do it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sew it all the way down the neckline and start there. Here, I'm just going to take my time. So, no rushing on this one because it's got to be pretty precise. I'm not bunching there. Make sure I have this. Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm focused. Laser focused. Nice. Ow. I was working at my day job, and in my day job, I communicate with a lot of doctors. And so I was telling one of the doctors that I'm a seamstress. And he was like, let me ask you something. Do like, when I sew, because I have to sew on these buttons on my shirt all the time because of the work that I do, they just pop off all the time. And I have to sew them back on quite often. He's like, but is it like, do you get to a point of sewing where you don't ever stick yourself again? I was like, oh, you're afraid of needles? he was like, no. He was like, do you ever get to that point? And I said, no, you're always sticking yourself. You just get used to being stuck. He was like, oh, okay. No. I was like, but if you want me to sew them on, I'll sew them on for you. He's like, no, I can do it. I got it. Like, okay. Okay, I'm gonna see how this turned out so far before I move on to the bottom. Let's take a look, and then I can let you all go. Oh, no. Please no, please no, please no. I ran out of bottom thread. That's what I'm panicking about. Okay, well, I finished. I took it off just in time. Well, all right. So I got to replace the bottom thread. Sometimes, I mean, you got to check that throughout your sewing because it runs out. And if the bottom thread is not there, then you're not getting a stitch. But you know, I ain't gonna say luckily. I have to break myself out of that. But thankfully, I ran out just in time. So let's take a look at what this looks like. All right. Okay, so this is what that looks like now. There's a bit of a lip there, but I don't think it looks too bad. So this has been sewn, and I'm going to put the lace tape on that, so then it blends in a lot better. And then, do I want to put it here? Nah, I ain't gonna put it there. Nope, I don't need to put it there. So this turned out pretty well around the neckline. What do you think? And then what I have to do now is do the same thing to the bottom here. Put my pins back in. Do the same thing to the sides. I thought I had one side. No, I haven't got there. Go down this to the sides. Go down this side. And then I'll be done. Ouch. All right. Yeah, sticking yourself does go with the job. Yeah, I don't have any clips, but maybe if I run into some, I might use them. I just don't see how, like, with something like this, you'll be able to clip because you're sewing to the surface of the garment. So I guess you can't exclusively use clips, and you can't exclusively use pins. So maybe a combination of them both. All right. Okay, sister. So don't forget, let me get on my webcam here. There I am. Don't forget to like this video. It helps the algorithm. If you want to support, please do that. Try not to poke yourself with the pins, Sister Tony. I do too, because I've drawn blood. It's not good. But Thank you so much for all your support thus far. I really appreciate everyone that came up to me in the expo and that showed me some love and purchased the tote bags. And I really do appreciate you all. I'm coming out with a video very soon about that bodice, and then I'm gonna start making videos of things that I'm gonna put in the store. So modestlymadeclothing.com, visit that. Tell me what you think of the website. And I love you all. Peace be.